So at the minute I am kind of a bit all over the place with everything as I've been working through doing this van. Previously videos I probably told you that I got the rails fitted, got the floor fitted, got people to do those two jobs for me, and I had kind of intended to get some furniture which I bought from a place in Burnley. When I collected that furniture a couple of days ago, it turns out it's too big for the Reimo VWT 3000 seat system because the fridge bit would stick out. So I then looked at alternative options. What were those alternative options? One was to have a guy who converts vans locally, but he was saying, well, it'll be March before I could get somebody to make one for you, and they didn't really want to make one for me, and it was all a bit of a faff, and the conversation kind of went on, but he didn't really tell me anything. He was like saying stuff but didn't really tell me any measurements or anything, so it's all a bit of a trade secret, I think, some of this stuff, and they don't want to tell you, don't want to share that information, which is a bit of a shame really, because I'm spending a lot of money through this particular guy and buying the seat from him actually, and got him to fit the rails. But anyway, that's another story. So then I was kind of left with a dilemma. What do I do? Do I go and spend another load of cash and buy a pre-made Reimo unit, or do I try to adapt the unit that I bought? And because I didn't have any measurements, didn't know what width it had to be, I couldn't then tell the guy who's providing the seat what seat to order, what width of seat to order. So eventually I decided to go for this this Reimo setup, which costs me a fair bit of cash. Now, part of the problem with going with this is, now that I had previously wired up all the electrics into like a loom that you can see there on the floor, they're all kind of currently back out again, and I've got to redo that now. So I'm going to have to now look at the state of this van with all the dog hair and God knows what. I've had 2 trips down to Devon, one to get this floor fitted, and I live up in West Yorkshire in Huddersfield, so that's like 600 miles for the journey there and back, kind of 5 hours each way driving. So I've done 2 of those trips this week. First one was to get the floor done, so that's sorted out, and then I went down a second time when I decided to get this furniture, because the guy who provides them is down in Devon, and he got one out. He had one in stock, and got it out on the forklift, brought it out to the van, and then they lifted it in, and at the minute it's just held in with like 3 screws, but it's very, very stable. It fits perfectly to the panels at the back, and I'll talk a little bit more in future videos about some of the new challenges that brings, because over the next couple of days I'm going to have to rewire all that stuff back in under the passenger seat, with the leisure battery under the passenger seat and the C-Tech unit under the passenger seat, which I know a lot of people do anyway. I'm going to have to do the same thing now. And then eventually I'll get a diesel heater under the driver's seat, but that's probably going to be later on this year. And I've got a fridge coming that's now a 40-litre fridge that fits in there, but only if you take the compressor off the back and put the compressor in this compartment here, and unwind some of the coil to get that compressor, carefully to get that compressor into that unit. And then that particular job will all be done when the unit is kind of out here in the van, and then I'll try and do all of the electrics that are going to be wired into this unit. It's got things like a little LED light that'll go under here. It's got an LED light that makes the sink glow, and I'll have a little top box thing over there at the top, and there'll be an LED recessed light in there. I'll have to route out and build that top box. I'm probably going to do it in driftwood for the top boxes, driftwood for the seat box that goes in here, and then a little driftwood kind of canopy that goes over the top of that little gap over the unit there, which will just be like a little shelf thing that you can just plonk things on over the top of that unit. So I've got a lot of kind of carpentry-esque type stuff to try and do, which won't all get done overnight. So the main thrust of this is get the fridge in there, get the compressor unit in there, get the leisure battery and the C-Tech unit under this passenger seat, which will mean, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's lots of existing wires in there already, not making it easy to do just that. So that's going to be a bit of a faff. I'll have to kind of remove all those and then get the battery in and get the wires on, and then route the wires around the back of there into this unit. I've got the tap that sits on top of that. You can get this shower kind of thing that sits on the top of these Reimo units. If you look up Reimo Triostyle Highline or something like that it's called, you'll see this unit, and in the UK it's not far off £5,000 just for that unit. With the unit you get a Dometic little hob with 2 burners on it. You get the sink that's built in with this little kind of really well crafted bit of kind of laminated colourful glossy surface with like what looks like a sheet of stainless steel running right through the middle of it. It looks quite an impressive and very solid, quite heavy thing, and it's got like a groove down one side there, and the idea is that you can put a variety of things in. If I can just sort of stand up ish in here, I haven't got a pop top. Let me get this little old stool to sit on. You can put these various attachments that they come with. I'll just move my tablet over there, and that's the sink there, which is the sink that glows when it's all wired up. It's not glowing at the minute, but then you can put these other attachments in. If I can get that back in place, I'll actually watch what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So there's other weird things. There's that one there, don't know what that does. Van's not level. And there's these things here, don't know what they're for. So if anybody does who's watching this video know what these things are actually for, then I would like to know. I'm assuming that one there is just a cup holder. It looks like just a cup holder. This is all dull because it's just got the plastic coating on that comes with them. And then there's these. What are these things with the little knobs on? What are they for? Absolutely no idea. But there's all those little things that you can just sort of attach, and they again are very solid when they come off. Sorry, when they go on even. But I just don't know what they're actually for, these things. Just a weird set of things. So that is the little set of furniture that I've now got. And then this door here, and I'll probably do, when I do eventually do a walk around and show all this again. Can I actually do this with one hand? I'm not sure I can. I'll probably maybe can use my knee. The idea with this door is you lift that up like that, and then you just pop the bottom in like that, and the whole door just slides down on those rails in there, those grooves that are pre-cut out, and then that gives you kind of a very small cupboard or a tiny little wardrobe. You can hang things on this, which is just really a door handle, isn't it? But you can hang a number of coat hangers on there, and then clothes would go in there. I'll probably just fold mine on the 2 shelves that are available. And then there's a bit of space down in there. I don't know if you can see this without the light, really. It's all a bit but this little bit here sits in there, but then have I got that right? I don't know. What I'm doing here, I can't really see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can. There's a shelf there, and that just sort of extends the shelf, but presumably there must be something that you can do in that space in there. It's going to be a bit too dark to see, isn't it, that? Yeah, but basically that's where the wheel arch is, under there. So maybe you can just use that for storage of some kind, or God only knows. The idea with these units is that you, because it's a very small van, the VWT6.1, T5, T4 type vans are really conservative on the amount of space you've got for anything. So the water tanks are going to go here and here. I've got two 12-litre water tanks, so I'll have a total of 24 litres. You can put one of them inside that if you want. Probably then I might end up, I'm not sure whether I run one of those tanks as a wastewater tank and one maybe inside there, and the freshwater tank will have two freshwater tanks, and then have a pipe that just goes out the bottom of the van, and I'll have to put an aqua roll or some kind of similar sort of device underneath, or a bucket or whatever, to collect wastewater and then just empty that. Or whether I put a wastewater tank under the van, which would give me another job to do. And do I really want to do another job? Probably not. So fridge tomorrow, try and get the compressor into that unit. Don't know when I'll be doing that. I'm going to have to probably start by doing the electrics under the passenger seat, and this is kind of where I am with things right now. So it is still coming on. It's costing me an absolute fortune though. It's actually costing me more by far than I imagined. You know, just with those units, the seat system, we're kind of 12 grand with the floor, the rails, the units, 12 grand in those three things, believe it or not. I know the seat isn't here yet. And then everything else, you know, it just costs an absolute bloody fortune to do these nowadays. But hopefully when it's all done, it will look good. I'm going to take that Reimo badge off the front of there. It just doesn't look quite right. I'll probably leave the one on the back because apparently it adds value to fit these particular things into vans. Reimo's highly regarded as a quality manufacturer, so German manufacturer, so yeah, I guess I'll leave a sticker on somewhere. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. I haven't really done a great deal of showing you what I'm doing at the minute because I'm kind of in this, again, another halfway house position. But hopefully when I get the electrics in and get that fridge in, get the water in, get the gas in, I've got all the bits and pieces now to do all of those jobs. It's just spending the time now doing it, and it's going to be interesting on my own trying to lift that entire thing and bring it out into the van. God only knows how I'm going to do that, but we will see. Right, okay, thanks for watching. Do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video where we hopefully will be a little bit further along the road.